Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest with us today. I would love to introduce you to the winner of all of the awards and star of First Home Fix, Raisa.
Thank you, Austin. Hello. Welcome to my little world. Today I'm going to be painting this beautiful subject here.
Paint me like one of your French boys.
Austin Coleman. We're going to start with some light brush work. I wanted to make sure we get a first coating of this rust dirt color that reminds me of the cycle of life. I pre-mixed a burnt umber and sienna, and I just lightly brush it on. The white paint and the gesso underneath create a lovely texture. Texture is very important. It's one of our 5 senses. To touch, people often underestimate the power of it. We love using texture in our designs, from custom paintings to pillows. Working on the show has been very fun. I think one of my favorite parts is making custom art for every client. This is something that I couldn't help but do my whole life. So the fact that people enjoy it makes me all the more happy. All right, so I'm gonna start with the outline of his body. Let's see, what kind of brush? Let's start with a thin-edged brush, a flat edge. This will help me create some lines. Thank you for posing through all of this.
It's my genuine pleasure.
Some call Oster one of the greatest posers.
You gotta pose before you go pro.
I generally do my art when I'm very emotional, which is quite often. So sometimes the paintings are angrier than others, and Austin could attest to this. He's woken up to full murals in the house, just done overnight, in a fit of rage.
It's a true story.
Here I'm gonna mix up kind of a middle tone of Austin's skin so I can add the darkness and lightness afterwards. It's pretty similar to the background already, but slightly lighter, and you got a beautiful skin tone, babe.
Thanks, babe.
Each part of the body has, depending on where you are, has very different tones. And Austin's, I painted Austin quite a bit, but it's always, I learn something new every time. Now I'm taking this lighter cream color and starting to like block out where the highlights are on him. Probably can't get too into detail as it's drying, but I like where it's going.
Raisa will paint me anytime, anywhere. I feel like I'm a muse for inspiration at all times.
You are my muse. Usually when we're at dinner or something, I have nothing to draw except you're right there in front of me, so my journals are just filled with pictures of Austin.
It makes me feel pretty.
Aww.
Every time she paints me, I learn a different part of my body that can cramp.
I am painting Austin's purdy pants, and this is a nice blue color, but that's my general paint style is never pure realism, because I kind of know I can do that. So once you learn realism, you want to push past it, break the rules. And that's what I kind of do with my design in homes as well. You know, learn the trends, but know where to break them. Anyone can do this. Just takes a little bit of practice, perseverance, and a little bit of paint.
And a patient partner.
And a patient partner. But if you don't have a partner, maybe you can sedate your cat.
And you know, I've seen guys lay like this for 2-3 hours on end on their lunch break.
Well, they deserve it. Right now I'm painting the, kind of blocking the outline of his body. I picked just oranges, dark blues, and black, because that's just how Austin seems to be feeling today.
Note to audience, if you're going to pose for your partner, make sure you think about the position. Make sure that it's viable to hold, because I immediately regret this pose. I hope my aura is radiating pain.
It is. Yes. I am now just painting the little pillow behind Austin's head because there was an imbalance in the balance. There was an imbalance in the balance of this painting, and his foot was reaching this end, but nothing's on this side, so just kind of making sure there's something to balance the other side of Austin's body. Right now I'm trying to pick the paintbrush that I want to use for Austin's face. I think I'm going to use this paintbrush because it's just small enough where I can get details, but it's big enough too where I can still get some good angles and coverage. And I'm just going to focus around his face and hand. So we'll see how this goes. Some days I get this right immediately, and some days it's just not working. But that's how art is. It's not always up to you. The paint definitely has a mind of its own sometimes, and you learn new things all the time. I mean, I do, for sure. But I kind of like the surprises. Sometimes, I remember when I was younger in an art class, I had this picture, and I think I used whiteout or something on it, and my art teacher got really upset with me and said, "No, that's part of it. You got to work with the mistakes. That's the whole thing." And I never forgot that. I mean, I kind of find perfection boring, so when something happens, like the paint color is not working the way it should, I try to work with it, and it ends up being much more magical than what I ever could plan. And this doesn't just apply to painting, but all of home renovation. And you know, things are never gonna go the way that you think it's gonna go. So you might as well learn how to pivot and work with the problem. And then things might turn out way better than you thought. There was something missing in this, and it was a little bit of red. Just a couple of little light strokes left and we'll be done. I'm gonna capture the deadness in his eyes. Thank you, friends, for joining me today, and thank you, Austin, for posing for me. Now for the big reveal. You can look at the painting.
Hey. Oh, I like that.
Yeah?
Nice work.
Thank you.
Raisa Cutis.